At the front door, a shopper grabs a basket for milk. Not dinner, not a list. Just the cold gallon her kid needs before breakfast. That gallon weighs about 9 pounds. Before it reaches the cart, it will cross the entire length of the building. Everything between the door and the dairy wall is in her way. The walk feels like a trick. The back wall is the clue. The jug looks simple because your hand only meets the handle. To the store, it is cold liquid, plastic, a code date, and a promise. If it warms, leaks, or tastes wrong, the store loses trust before it loses money. The average supermarket is not a small shop. FMI reports about 42,000 square feet and more than 30,000 items. Weekly sales approach $700,000, a warehouse disguised as routine. The obvious answer is merchandising. Milk is a destination good, so the store lets cereal, cookies, flowers, and seasonal displays talk to you first. That explanation is not foolish. Retailers do manage the dairy case like an instrument. Researchers estimated dairy case management raised fluid milk sales by 6 to 10%. That is, a few more jugs in every crowded hour, not a decoration. The trick is real. It is not the foundation beneath it. The real question is, what has to be true before that trick can work? Start behind the building, where the truck meets the receiving door. Milk arrives as a temperature problem before it becomes a shopping problem. The FDA milk ordinance caps milk on delivery vehicles at 45 degrees. That is not room temperature. It is a narrow, cold corridor from processor to dock. Every extra turn inside the store lengthens that corridor. At retail, the FDA inspection threshold is colder, 41 degrees or below for refrigerated foods that need control. Now the back wall looks less like a sales choice. It looks like the shortest legal path to a cold case. The jug moves from receiving into a walk-in cooler, then toward a case that opens to customers. Put that case against the cooler, and restocking becomes a shove through a wall instead of a parade through aisle. The jug never warms. That is the back wall's job. Weight makes the same decision physical. That 9-pound jug moves by crate and hand truck, not by hand. Move cold, heavy containers through shoppers, and the store has built a traffic jam. Before the doors open, the dairy stocker pulls the oldest jugs forward. She is not arranging scenery. She is fighting date codes, warm air, broken caps, and the morning rush from the safest side of the case. The cold wall also drags a building system behind it. EIA found refrigeration used 38% of energy in food sales buildings, and 70% of those buildings had walk-in refrigerators or freezers. That means the milk case is tied to compressors, drains, electricity, and heat rejection, not just a shelf label. A light bulb aisle does not carry that machinery. EPA Energy Star estimated a large supermarket could spend about $200,000 a year on energy. At thin margins, EPA calculated one saved energy dollar could equal $59 in added sales. The freezer hum becomes retail math. The cooler is not backstage. It is the store's engine. Now Price explains why the engine matters. USDA ERS reported whole milk at about $4 a gallon, with nearly half going back to farm value. The remaining space pays for processing, packaging, trucks, labor, rent, and the cold machine. Food retail is not a high-margin business. FMI reported average net profit at 2.1%, while dairy accounted for 8% of food retailer sales. That leaves pennies from each dollar. So the conspiracy survives. It was never the whole machine. Once logistics puts the cold wall at the back, merchandising harvests the path. The shopper passes promotions on the way to something she already trusted enough to leave home for. The store did not invent the milk mission. It shaped the trip around it. Even inside the dairy wall, placement keeps working. The same study estimated case management lifted retailer milk sales by 6 to 10%. In a busy aisle, that is not persuasion from a billboard. It is persuasion from inches of cold shelf. Failure cuts the other way. One consumer study found nearly a quarter of shoppers with a poor milk experience said they would switch stores or providers. Bad milk turns a back wall anchor into an exit sign. That is the larger lesson behind the milk aisle. Since King Cullen opened in 1930, the supermarket has been a low-margin machine for moving huge volume through self-service. That first template still echoes in the dairy wall. The same system also creates waste when timing fails. Refed estimated retailers generated nearly 4 million tons of surplus food, with dairy and eggs at 11%. That is, cold product becoming a disposal problem instead of dinner. Demand changes, but the anchor stays stubborn. USDA AMS reported per capita fluid milk consumption down 39% since 1995, while organic and lactose-free milk grew. The old jug lost ground, then the cold case made room for new versions. Milk is not hidden from you. It is anchored in place. There's a hidden system behind almost everything. Subscribe and we'll find the next one.